Hi guys and welcome to Horologique. Today we will talk about the top 10 deals that you can find on Amazon right now. And of course you can find all the links to the watches I'm going to be talking about in the description below. For those who do not know the channel, I often do this kind of content, so I talk to you about the best deals that you can find online on watches on mostly Amazon, AliExpress, and sometimes other vendors as well. And today we will check watches from around only below $30 to around $700 or so, focusing mostly on the $0 to $300 part. And if this is content that you enjoy, do not forget to subscribe to the channel by clicking on the big button below. Let's start right away with the first watch, the little Casio Royale, a very nice and very well-known watch by now. So many have spoken about this watch. I have had it for around maybe 2 years and I have never reviewed it. I don't know why that is, but that ends now. This little watch is kind of quirky on its own way. It is a square, pretty much a square shape. And it does have 3 main screens, even 4 main screens. On the bottom screen, you've got the main hour with the day and date. On the upper left part, you've got the seconds counter. And on the upper right part, you've got a map of the world, which indicates, which changes with the different city that you select. So this is indeed a world timer. As of today, this costs only $25, and that is very little money for a lot of functionality. This has a day, date, hour display, of course. It has a world timer, it has 5 alarms, it has a timer, it has a stopwatch, and it has pretty decent light, so you can check it in the dark. For $25, I really recommend this watch a lot. The second watch on this selection is the Pagani Design 1701, but not any 1701. This is the Mission to Alaska, as they called it. It is a lot of watch for the about $110 that you're asked for it on Amazon. It is a fully stainless steel construction, unlike the god-awful Moon's watch, which is pretty much cheap plastic. It has a solid bracelet, a solid clasp. It has a domed sapphire crystal. It has a sapphire bezel insert and a Japanese Seiko VK63 Mecha Quartz, which means that the hour module is quartz, but the chronograph is mechanic, giving you that very nice swipe of the chronograph hand. It even has some lume. It is not spectacular, but it's plenty enough for these kind of watches. Really a solid choice for just over $100. For just a little bit more, so for about $120, you've got the Addiesdive AD2118. And this, as you can see, is all about that dial. It looks like fresh snow. It is really interesting with that snowy / icy dial, those refined hands and markers. This does not have any lume, but it is a dress watch after all, and check the complexity of those markers. This is a very interesting design with that Jubilee bracelet as well. It comes in black and in white, with a Seiko NH35 at its heart, so automatic Japanese movement. But as I said, this is all about the dial. One that I will be having on the channel very soon for review. At $117 comes a bestseller, the Addiesdive Willard Homage. This is a homage to the Seiko Willard, a watch, a very cool, quirky turtle watch of the 1970s, which was on the wrist of Colonel Willard in the movie Apocalypse Now, hence the name Willard. This watch and the Steel Dive, which is exactly the same watch, is one of the best sellers on AliExpress, and it has been for many years now, And that is no surprise, because it has a timeless, quirky 70s design. It has 200 meters of water resistance, a sapphire crystal, a ceramic bezel insert, and it has fantastic lume. I have reviewed this watch in the past to Steel Dive actually, but this watch is exactly the same. So go ahead and check that review if you want more details. The next watch is a channel favorite. Of course it is the Orient Kamasu, one of the best affordable divers out there. And here it is on the green version. I have reviewed this watch countless times. I'm going to leave links to the review, of course, that I have made, the main review that I have made of this watch. 41mm sapphire crystal, a beautiful, beautiful design with those nice long hands and those long hour markers. Excellent lume, a pretty small crown and a pretty crappy bracelet, but that last part you get accustomed to it when you talk entry-level Japanese watches. Automatic, of course, day-date complication, and mine has been working like a charm, and I've had it for over 3 years. So an excellent watch, and I cannot recommend it enough, especially the price that it goes for right now. Below $200, this watch is just excellent value. The next watch of the selection is also a very well-known watch for those who follow the channel. It is, of course, the Saint Martin SN017. And this watch is a homage of the Rolex Submariner, of course, but it is such a well-made homage that it transformed me from somebody who didn't really care about homages to somebody that acknowledges that good homages can and do exist like this one. Of course, you've got all the nice specs in there, sapphire crystal, ceramic bezel insert, a very, very nice construction, very nice finishing to the case. Everything is perfect, but you feel the quality with this one. Like for most of the stuff that Saint Martin does, when you rotate that bezel, it feels so nice, so, I don't know, clicky, so yeah, it really clicks well. Some people have reported that they do feel the bracelet is a little sharp. I do not myself, but yeah, if you've got a kind of a sensitive wrist, that is something that you might want to know. At $240, on Amazon. It is not as cheap, of course, as on AliExpress, but you will have it sooner in your house. For $279, this next Saint Martin is a very, very, very attractive, nice and good valued watch. An Explorer homage, extremely well made, with female end links, something that many asked for at some point. All the elements are solid, with the indices and numerals that are only applied, which along with the very highly domed sapphire crystal gives it a really big vintage vibe, which is what they were going for here, and they made it work very well. Unlike the vintage versions, however, this one has a solid bracelet, solid links, solid end links, a solid clasp, which is marvelous, and 100 meters of water resistance. It also has an amazing lume. I really recommend this watch, especially at this price point. And how about an automatic Swiss-made watch with 80 hours of power reserve for just over $300? This is what Tissot gives you with the Tissot T-Classic, a very classic watch. No lume, no nothing. The hands are just plain buttons. The dial is just a black matte. The interesting thing here is the case. The 41mm in diameter case is quite intricate, and I don't only mean the lugs, I mean even the size of the watch, something that is kind of forgotten in all watches. Here you've got a woven pattern, really interesting. You've got 41mm in diameter by 9.5mm in thickness. Sapphire crystal, of course. You only have 50 meters of water resistance. But the cherry on the cake for this one is the fact that it has the Powermatic 80 movement, which is a modified version of the ETA 2824, but instead of giving you the 38 hours that the ETA gave you, it gives you 80 hours of power reserve. Very, very nice. We talked about the Addiesdive Turtle. How about a Seiko Turtle for just $370? That is what the SRP E93 will cost you. This is a more modern turtle than the Willard. It is still quirky, it is still big with 45mm in diameter, but only 47mm in lug to lug. I've had a paddy version of this watch for a long time. I have taken it diving many times. This is an excellent watch. With the in-house Seiko 4R36 in there, which is the NH36. Finishing is good, bezel rotation is great, everything is great about this watch. I've been a user of this watch for many years, I can really recommend it. For the last watch or watches in this selection, we go to Citizen, and here we go to the Citizen ProMaster NB6021, and this is a very famous watch because it is based on a watch with a very cool story. The story goes that this watch was found on an Australian beach in 1983 after having spent years on the ocean. It even had barnacles on it, but it was still ticking. That was a testament to how well built the watch was. This is just inspired by it. Of course, the watch has gotten modern proportions, with a 41mm in diameter case and with a titanium construction. It is not usual titanium, this is what Citizen calls super titanium. You must know that Citizen was the first watchmaker to make a watch out of titanium, and this is what the development has gotten them to, the super titanium, which is very scratch resistant. I believe it is 3 times more scratch resistant than stainless steel. It has the high beat 9051 automatic movement. It has amazing lume, of course, like a watch at this price point should. It has sapphire crystal, and it is a diver's watch, which means that you can take it to 200 effective meters. You can find it for $600 on a rubber strap in the black version, or for $700 on the titanium bracelet in a blue version. That's it for the review, guys. I hope it was useful for you. If it was, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. I'm gonna leave you here with more videos of the best deals you can find online. I'll be seeing you there, or I'll be seeing you in the next video. Goodbye.